Fine. So we have studied civil procedure code, okay, and this is the second code, that is criminal procedure code. सबसे पहले, what do you understand by the title? By this title, criminal procedure code. What is your understanding? What will you be studying in this chapter?
Criminal laws, the criminal code for criminal cases in the sense.
Criminal cases के लिए क्या procedure होती है, right? So we are going to study about the procedure for criminal cases. Okay. Under CPC, we studied what will be the procedure for civil cases, and under CRPC, we'll be studying the procedure for criminal cases. So what do you think? Is there a lot of difference between a civil suit and a criminal case? Is there a lot of difference? Yeah, ज़्यादा procedure में difference नहीं. What do you think? There is a difference?
Of course. Between a civil and a criminal suit, of course.
Okay, so there is a difference. Can you tell me what differences you have already identified in a civil suit and a criminal suit?
Ma'am, in a criminal suit, to declare a punishment or a judgment or a decree also for a given case, you need to be 100% sure that this man has done it. It's not applicable to a civil suit, because a civil suit is not more of a offense that would put you in a jail or, you know, charge you of something big substantial. It can be monetary compensation also.
It can be monetary compensation also. Okay, so anyone else? Anushka? Anushka?
Yes, ma'am.
What difference do you find in a civil suit and a criminal suit? What he stated was कि यहाँ पे civil suit में generally हम parties को fine charge करते हैं, and the word he used was judgment, right? The code gives a judgment, who is right, who is wrong, and they determine the rights of the parties and accordingly give a fine. They give a fine. Criminal में सबसे पहले तो police will be involved. Okay, so you are not directly going to the court like you went in a civil suit. In case of criminal, you first go to the police. You go to the police station. You report about the criminal offense which has taken place, and फिर वहां से शुरुआत होती है. Then police will direct you further to the magistrate or the court. Then you go there, and then it goes on. Okay. So police involved है यहाँ पे, and if the offense is very serious, you have different duration के imprisonments which are given under I.P.C, Indian Penal Code. So depending upon the type of offense कि आपने चोरी की है, murder किया है, it is an offense of rape, adultery, etc. Depending upon that, the number of years you will be imprisoned is dependent. Okay, so basic difference, okay, जो a normal layman can also identify is कि criminal offense में वो सबसे पहले जाता है police station में. आपके घर पे चोरी हुई, आप सबसे पहले जाओगे पुलिस स्टेशन में. आपके पार्किंग से आपकी टू व्हीलर चोरी हो गई, you will go to the police station, you will report that such a theft has taken place. Okay, so the first stage or the starting point in a criminal case is you have to approach the police. वहां से शुरुआत होती है. Yes, इतना clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So there is a very close connection between CRPC. Okay, there's a close connection between this act that we are going to study, CRPC, and I.P.C, that is the Indian Penal Code. Indian Penal Code. So ये act भी हम लोग पढ़ने वाले हैं. Maybe after studying CRPC, we will go back to I.P.C. That's the Indian Penal Code, enacted in the year 1860. Why are they linked? क्योंकि क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर कोड आपको सिर्फ प्रोसीजर बताता है. ठीक है, वो सिर्फ क्या आपको बताता है कि अगर आपके घर पे चोरी होती है, इफ देयर इज अ थेफ्ट, तो आपको क्या स्टेप्स फॉलो करने हैं. सबसे पहले स्टेप नंबर 1, स्टेप नंबर 2, 3, 4, ये स्टेप्स आपको सीआरपीसी में मिलेंगे. ओके, बट व्हाट कॉन्स्टिट्यूट्स थेफ्ट? व्हाट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ थेफ्ट? वो कहाँ पे मिलेगा आपको? वो डेफिनेशन ऑफ दैट ऑफेंस you will find it in I.P.C, Indian Penal Code. Okay, so Indian Penal Code defines various crimes, various offenses, gives the essential ingredients for those offenses, and CRPC only gives you the procedure. It only gives you the procedure. So CRPC is a procedural law which provides a machinery to punish the offenders to the substantive law of I.P.C. So CRPC and I.P.C may, if you compare, CRPC is a procedural law and I.P.C is a substantive law. Okay. On the other hand, if you compare this with C.P.C, that is Civil Procedure Code, Civil Procedure Code was substantive as well as procedural law. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. C.P.C partly substantive, partly procedural law, right? It was divided into two parts. The first part is divided into sections, and the second part deals with orders and rules. So that way it was substantive as well as procedural. But CRPC एक purely procedural law है, and substantive law कौन सा है? I.P.C है. Yes. Yes. Someone raised hand.
Yes, no, it was me, ma'am. My doubt got cleared.
Okay. So just wait, okay? We have just started the chapter, right? So just wait for a while. Let me complete certain concepts. And then all together at the last, you can raise your hands. Okay, everyone? Okay. Now coming to the definition, okay? Coming to the definition. कौन सा definition सबसे important होने वाला है यहाँ पे? CRPC तो सिर्फ आपको मैंने क्या बोला प्रोसीजर बता रही है, ठीक है? स्टेप नंबर 1 2 3 बताता है कि आपको कैसे जाना है. अगर आपके अगेंस्ट किसी ने ऑफेंस किया, क्रिमिनल ऑफेंस, तो आप कौन सी प्रोसीजर को अडॉप्ट करोगे, क्या प्रोसेस है. लेकिन बेसिकली ये एक्ट अप्लाई होने के लिए आपको ये वर्ड समझना बहुत जरूरी है. व्हाट इज एन ऑफेंस? व्हाट इज एन ऑफेंस? So this term offense is defined under both the acts. उसको CRPC में भी define किया है, I.P.C में भी उसको define किया है. Okay. So firstly we will see what is the definition of the term offense under CRPC. Definition कहता है offense मतलब any act like चोरी की, कोई घर पे आपके आया, there was a house breaking and he robbed something. Okay, so such an act. Or omission made. Omission made. What is an omission made? मतलब कुछ करना चाहिए था लेकिन नहीं किया, तो वो भी एक ऑफेंस होता है, right? Yes or no? Supposing a person goes to a newspaper publisher and says that ध्रुव के बारे में ये सब कुछ लिखना है, okay, and सब गलत इंफॉर्मेशन है. अब ये इंफॉर्मेशन, this is going to amount to an offense of defamation, right? So यहाँ पे जो चीजें उसकी अच्छी है, जो वो एक्चुअल में काम कर रहा है for the society, those things are not published. So omission to publish what was real is also an offense, right? Omission to publish what was real is also an offense. So offense includes both the things, an act or an omission which is made punishable by any law for the time being in force. Okay, so CRPC में नहीं कोई भी act को define किया, कोई भी offense को, therefore they are saying any act or omission punishable by any law. So over here when I say any law, it would be I.P.C में या दूसरे कोई भी statutes में अगर किसी भी offense को define किया है, defamation like, right? Defamation comes under I.P.C also, and we have studied the term defamation under torts also. So ऐसे दूसरे कोई भी लॉ में अगर कोई भी ऐसा ऑफेंस डिफाइंड है, तो हम लोग उसको CRPC में ऑफेंस के डेफिनेशन में इंक्लूड करेंगे. Okay, so this is the definition given under section 2A. Then let's come to the definition of the same term offense under I.P.C. Indian Penal Code क्या कहता है? It denotes a thing. It denotes a thing which is made punishable by the code. A thing which is made punishable by the code. A thing made punishable by the code. So I.P.C just भी किसी ऑफेंस को अंडर I.P.C डिफाइन करता है. टोटल 499 500 सेक्शंस है अंडर I.P.C, where defamation, robbery, house breaking, theft, dacoity, बहुत सारे ऑफेंसेस को डिफाइन किया गया है और उसके इसेंशियल इंग्रेडिएंट्स दिए हैं. So any such thing which is made punishable by the code मतलब कि IPC, उसको हम IPC के offense वाले definition में include करेंगे. Okay, so now what we have done in order to understand the term offense, we have seen what is its definition under CRPC and also seen its definition under I.P.C. Okay, इसके अलावा उसका बाकी कोई भी interpretation नहीं हो सकता है. No other definition for the word offense. Right? These are the only two possible definitions. So from these two statements under CRPC and I.P.C, you come at a very important conclusion which says that essential ingredients, I'll just zoom in thoda sa. So essential ingredients आपको मिलते हैं. क्या मिलते हैं? First point कहता है act done by human being. Act done by human being. Okay. When you travel, you must have observed. Okay. Travel वगैरह करते हो तो if you come across a घाट like region, चाहे आप खुद की कार से जा रहे हो या ट्रेन से, जैसे आपको घाट दिखता है, you start seeing certain monkeys. Okay, if you're fortunate, you will see lot of monkeys. Yes. How many of you enjoy watching monkeys? How many of you make it a point that you stop and few like clicking photos, few will try to give something to these monkeys? Maybe not in this age, but then you must have done it previously, very sure. Yes, be honest. How many of you enjoy, you make it a point that you stop and the monkeys around you, you just try to give them some food, maybe a banana or something. Have you tried doing this? Yes?
Ma'am, in childhood.
In childhood, fine, but you have done this, right?
Yes,
sometimes, ab yahan pe why I'm talking about this point, okay? Sometimes you observe that these monkeys are so notorious कि वो आएंगे और आपके हाथ में जो भी है उसको उठा के भाग जाएंगे. Maybe even a purse, okay, a purse, or maybe you were having a banana, he will just sneak and just run away. Can I say that the monkey has committed an offense? Yes. Can I say that the monkey committed an offense? उसने चोरी की है मेरे हाथ से, मेरी पर्स चोरी की, मेरे हाथ से उस बनाना को snatch किया. Can I say it is an offense? No.
No.
No, ma'am.
Why no? Because our very first point of the term offense is it must be an act done by human being. Okay, human being, koi animal nahi, but a human being must have done that. So an act done by a monkey, I cannot say it is an offense and I cannot take him to the court of law and try a criminal case against him. Okay, लेकिन वही एक्ट जब कोई इंसान करता है, जब कोई ह्यूमन बीइंग करता है, तो it becomes an offense. Getting the point? Yes. Act done by human being होना चाहिए. Second essential ingredient is mens rea. Very important point. So mens rea plays a very, very important role in CRPC or any criminal offense. Okay, mens rea. So mens rea क्या होता है? Mens rea, again, it's a Latin phrase. It means evil mind. Different terms you can use. Huh? It can be called as evil mind. You can call it as, my God, the font is bit. Evil mind, or you can say guilty mind. It is somewhere representing your intention. Okay. So when I say mens rea, इसका मतलब क्या होता है? mens rea मतलब कि आपने जो ऑफेंस किया है, क्या उसमें कुछ इंटेंशन था? Whether you have done it intentionally. Right? अब जब घर पे कोई चोरी करने के लिए आता है तो वो अचानक से नहीं होता है, राइट? He came, he had a plan in mind कि मुझे चोरी करनी है, इसलिए वो रात को सब कुछ देख के 2-3 दिन वो पहले सर्वे कर लेते हैं कि वहां पे कोई रहता है नहीं रहता है, आजू बाजू में रहने वाले लोग, by what time they sleep, are they working, or someone is a housewife in those houses. पूरा सर्वे कर लेते हैं. Then he plans and he comes, सब हथियार वगैरह लेके आ जाता है कि he want to open the door. So he'll use all his tools, he'll open the door and he will try to figure out whether there is any cash, any gold or any other thing, and he will run away. मतलब यहाँ पे हम लोग कह ही नहीं सकते कि उसने गलती से किया है. गलती से मिस्टेक बोल सकते हैं यहाँ पे? right? So even if he
No,
says
ma'am.
कि नहीं मैंने ऐसी गलती से हो गया, तो गलती से ये हो ही नहीं सकता क्योंकि यहाँ पे intention is very clear. So in order to prove a criminal offense, the first and foremost thing is mens rea है या नहीं है present. So if there was an evil mind, there was a guilty mind, a bad intention against doing all these things, then it is an offense. Then it is an offense. Another example, when the thief enters, you were awake. Okay, fortunately, unfortunately, आपकी नींद खुली थी और आपको जैसी आवाज आता है, you are suspicious that someone has entered your house and someone is trying to rob you. Okay, ऐसे सिचुएशन में आप क्या करते हो? आपके घर पे, अब आपके घर पे क्या टूल्स है? आपको खुद की सेफ्टी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. द बेस्ट थिंग इज यू रन टू द किचन. You run to the kitchen, you try to find for a knife, okay, and you take the knife in your hand and you start moving towards the direction. आपको जहां पे आवाज आ रही है आप उस रूम में जाना स्टार्ट करते हैं. जैसे you see that yes there's a thief and the thief is trying to attack you, definitely when he sees that yes you are there and you have come, you may caught him, so with that fear he tries to attack you. अब वो आपके ऊपर अटैक कर रहा है तो आप थोड़ी ऐसे ही खड़े रहने वाले हो. So you will definitely in self defense you will also act. Okay, you will try to use your knife. Maybe you will just try to deter him, create that fear in his mind that even you have something in your hand, so that he just runs off. But in all this आपकी जो हाथ में नाइफ है वो उस पर्सन को लग जाती है, थोड़ी सी उसके हाथ पे लग जाती है, उसको एक कट आ जाता है, and there is a lot of blood flowing from his hand. Can this thief say that you did an offense? Can he file a criminal suit against you?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
क्योंकि आपने ये सब कुछ क्यों किया? आपके खुद के प्रोटेक्शन में किया है. You have done it under self defense, right? You did it under self defense. तो मेंस रिया वाला पॉइंट वहां पे satisfy नहीं होता है. So in order to be an offense, there must always be a guilty mind, that is a mind at fault. आपने गलत इंटेंशन से शुरुआत की है, वो एक ऑफेंस है और उसके लिए आपको पनिशमेंट होनी ही चाहिए. But something which you have done in self defense will not be punished. Okay, that is considered, वो quite reasonable है ना. वहां पे punish करने का कुछ मतलब of no use. Why will you punish the other person? He just tried to save his own life, which is not at all wrong. Okay, so that is mens rea. Mens rea is based on a Latin maxim, जिसका यहाँ पे Latin maxim दिया है, Actus non facit reum nisi mens sit rea, जिसका मीनिंग यही होता है that an act in itself cannot be considered as a crime if guilty intention is missing. So समझो कि guilty mind होना कितना important point है to constitute a criminal offense. Without this, your case will not be proved. And इसी point का okay, practically lawyers जो practice करते हैं, criminal lawyers, they take the best benefit of this, right? You must have heard about some very famous criminal lawyers, and what are their fees? They charge very high. Why they charge? They just try to create a doubt in the mind of the court. Okay, जज के दिमाग में सिर्फ डाउट क्रिएट करते हैं कि इंटेंशन नहीं था, या इवन इफ इंटेंशन वाज देयर, दे विल ट्राई टू क्रिएट थोड़ा सा डाउट विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द एविडेंसेस एंड ऑल, एंड बेस्ड ऑन दैट द पर्सन मे बी लेफ्ट अनपनिश्ड और ही मे बी पनिश्ड रिलेटिवली लेस. ज्यादा पनिशमेंट नहीं होगी. ओके, सो क्रिमिनल लॉयर्स का काम ही वो है, राइट? वो अपना अपना काम कर रहे हैं. So criminal cases में it is a very important thing that you are able to prove the offense of the person 100%, and that too with the support of evidences. क्योंकि हमने पहले भी देखा है कि कोर्ट को सिर्फ एक लैंग्वेज समझ में आती है, and that is evidences. आप evidences को पेश करो and the court will believe in whatever you are saying. If you don't have evidences, because of lack of evidence, the person may be left unpunished. The person may be left unpunished. Okay. Moving to the next ingredient is Actus Rea. What do you mean by Actus Rea? It means actual committing of the criminal act. Plan करके सिर्फ चलता है क्या? There's a lot of difference between planning and execution. Okay, lot of difference between planning and execution or implementation. प्लान किया, बहुत बढ़िया प्लान हुआ है कि एक ही अपार्टमेंट के 2-3 घरों को आज रात का प्लान है कि वहां पे जाके विल डू हाउस ब्रेकिंग. ओके, प्लान हुआ, बट व्हेन द थीफ रीच, because of lot of security measures, they could not enter, and there was a night party going in the society, and there were many people coming going, so their plan was not successful. तो क्या इसको हम लोग ऑफेंस कह सकते हैं? नो.
No मैम, कमिटी नहीं हुआ है ना,
No, ma'am.
ऑफेंस कहाँ से होगा?
Correct, absolutely right. So there cannot be a crime if an actual wrongful or a criminal act has not taken place. So along with mens rea, it is very important that there has to be actual commitment of that act. And the last essential ingredient of offense is injury to another person. Injury to another person. Generally हम लोग कहते हैं ना, ऑफेंस हुआ है, लाइक चोरी हुई तो आपको कुछ नुकसान होता है, राइट? In case of do you know dacoity? What is a dacoity? Yes,
No
It's
मैम,
some
no.
sort of theft, right?
some sort of theft.
No.
Yes. So what is the difference between the normal theft and dacoity? Dacoity is highways, right? Highways पे अगर आपको कोई रोकता है and आपको लूट लेता है, that is dacoity. Okay, so which is again a criminal offense. So when
And the Hindi word is daketi, right? What we call? He's talking about the same
Yes.
thing, right?
yes.
Okay.
Injury. So injury to another person. यहाँ पे spellings में थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ है, please rectify. Okay, it is injury to, ANO सिर्फ हुआ है. Complete it. It should be injury to another person. Injury to another person. So when you are committing an offense, इसमें आपके एकदम बहुत अच्छे से जाके ऐसे formally उसको demand कर रहे हो कि आपके पास जो भी है दे दो, and then he gives you. It does not happen in that way, right? There is going to be a lot of snatching, pulling each other. So somewhere you will be injured also. Injury can be physical, injury can be mental, anything. But there is some sort of injury to the person. So if all these 4 essential ingredients are satisfied, it results in an offense. So वैसे तो हमने statement में सिर्फ एक statement में define किया है under CRPC I.P.C, but उस एक statement से ये 4 essential ingredients we have removed. Okay, so all the 4 points are important. एक बार वापस मैं हेडिंग्स रिपीट कर रही हूँ. एक्ट डन बाय ह्यूमन बीइंग, मेंस रिया, एक्टस रिया, इंजरी टू अनदर पर्सन. नाउ आई वांट यू ऑल टू रीड दैट पर्टिकुलर पेज इन डिटेल. ओके, उस डायग्राम के नीचे ये जो पॉइंट्स दिए हैं, आई हैव ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन्ड इट टू यू. सो नाउ यू विल जस्ट रीड इट and then I am going to continue with types of offense. Okay, I am giving you 5 minutes. It is 8:05. 8:10 तक मैं आपको टाइम दे रही हूँ. 8:10 को मैं टाइप्स ऑफ ऑफेंस वाला पार्ट स्टार्ट करने वाली हूँ. ओके, सो क्विकली रीड इट. Yes, everyone, are you done? Essential ingredients.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, everyone, come on.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Chalo. So now let's move to the next part of the chapter after understanding essential ingredients. Next part is types of offenses. So अभी हमें offense क्या वो अच्छे से समझ में आया है. Now we want to see what is type of offense. Types of offense. Types. So क्या types है? Okay. On the basis of bail and on the basis of warrant, we are dividing it further. Okay. On the basis of bail and on the basis of warrant, we are dividing it further. So what do you understand by this term bail? Newspapers, news channels पे काफी frequently word use होता है कि bail reject हुई, bail grant हुई. What do you mean by bail?
When you pay money to a police station to get someone out.
Correct. You pay money. In a layman's word, you are saying that you pay money to a police station, to the police officer to get the person out. But does that mean that he is released? कि उसके against जो charges लगे थे वो nil हो गए? Is that
No,
the
Ma'am, this is on
No.
temporary basis.
temporary basis, right? So basically, if an offense, so let's divide it further over here into bailable offenses. You either have bailable offenses or non-bailable offenses. So what happens in bailable offenses? You have a right, आपका हक है, to ask for bail. Okay, you have a right to ask for bail. Okay, और फिर आप बेल पे बाहर आने वाले हो, लेकिन आप प्रॉमिस कर रहे हो कि जो भी डेट्स ऑफ हियरिंग्स है आप उस डेट को कोर्ट में पेश रहोगे. यू विल प्रेजेंट योरसेल्फ इन द कोर्ट, राइट? So it's like a written bond where you are signing and you are promising that you will be present. So it is a right in every bailable offense. It is a right. You ask for the bail application. आप लिख के submit करते हो. You submit it to the police officer. If he says yes, आपको bail grant होती है. So bailable offenses कौन से हैं? So you will find this in the first schedule of Cr.P.C. इसी कोड के फर्स्ट शेड्यूल में आप इस बेलेबल ऑफेंसेस के लिस्ट को देख सकते हो. वन एग्जांपल आई विल गिव यू. ओके, वन एग्जांपल, डिसऑनर ऑफ चेक. अगर आप किसी को चेक देते हो, ओके, किसी को आप चेक देते हो और वो चेक डिसऑनर हो जाता है, चेक डिसऑनर हो जाता है, चेक डिसऑनर. कैन यू टेल मी दिस इज गोइंग टू बी व्हिच ऑफेंस, सिविल और क्रिमिनल?
I'm criminal.
Civil.
Check dishonor.
ओके, तो काफी लोगों को ये पता ही नहीं होता है कि चेक देना और उसको डिसऑनर करना इज अ क्रिमिनल ऑफेंस इन इंडिया एज ऑफ टुडे. फ्यूचर पता नहीं, चेंज हो जाएगा. एज ऑफ नाउ इट इज अ क्रिमिनल ऑफेंस एंड इट इज बेलेबल. बेलेबल मतलब आपको पुलिस आके अरेस्ट भी कर लेती है तो आप बेल लेके वापस बाहर आ सकते हो. बट एन ऑफेंस लाइक मर्डर, ओके, एन ऑफेंस लाइक मर्डर is not bailable. So based on these two examples, you can come to a conclusion that इसमें बेल मिलती है, इसमें नहीं मिलती है. इसका मतलब जो थोड़े लेस सीरियस वाले ऑफेंसेस है ना, लेस सीरियस ऑफेंसेस, उसमें बेल मिल जाती है. एज अ राइट यू गेट अ बेल इन लेस सीरियस ऑफेंसेस. ये सुनो, लॉजिक है या नहीं इसमें? अगर लेस सीरियस है तो फिर क्यों बेल नहीं देना चाहिए? बट इफ इट इज अ वेरी सीरियस ऑफेंस तो फिर आपको कोई भी चांस में वो रिस्क नहीं लेंगे ऑफ लीविंग यू ऑन बेल. करेक्ट? सो वेरी मच लॉजिकल दैट लेस सीरियस ऑफेंसेस में बेल ग्रांट होती है. ओके,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, so we have less than a minute. Join back and we will finish this part. Okay, come on everyone.